just don't go. Just don't even do it to yourself. Kidding! No, honestly, if you're gonna want my real answer, you have to stay throughout this whole video because I have some great information for you. And you're not gonna get this perspective anywhere else, honey, because I have 2 degrees from there. No, really, NYU took all my time and money. So I'm here to let you know, post-NYU, post 2 degrees from there, if NYU actually prepared me for this real adult life in New York, and if the whole experience was worth it in the long run. So first, hello. I'm Sammy. Welcome to my side of YouTube. I hope you stay here forever and ever. Obviously, by the end of this, I expect that you subscribe, that you like the video. You can even do that now, if you're so inclined. So to give you some perspective, I'm 23 years old, but I graduated grad school 10 months ago. I did undergrad in 3 years and then kept it going with a 4th year of grad school, still at NYU. And I mean, that already tells you something, okay? I went back. 3 years wasn't enough for me, okay? I wasn't ready to move on from the college life. So a lot of the more popular videos on my channel are about NYU, and I feel like while I was there, I did a good job of giving people like an insider scoop of what things were like while I was a student. But this is the first time that I'm giving my perspective after the fact. After 10 months of trying to make it out here and then realizing how hard it is. I'm gonna start by going back to the beginning, only briefly for those of you who have never watched any of my videos before. Then I'll give you some perspective on this post-grad life, adult in NYC trying to make it situation. And then I'll give you the 3 main reasons why you should say yes or no to NYU on your decision day. So I went straight from high school in Texas to moving here at 18 years old. How did I do that as a teenager? You're still so young. I still am, right? But like, how? At the time, I did feel extremely ready. Like, I have no regrets, and it really has been the most maturing experience. Not only because I stepped into a completely different lifestyle, but also living here alone, meeting completely new people, like starting from scratch at that age. It's kind of crazy. So if you don't feel ready for that, I don't blame you. But moving here at that age was the start of the most rapid growth that I've ever had in my life. Welcome week at NYU is such a huge deal. The welcome week team, like those upperclassmen, do such a good job of making the freshmen feel like the city is our campus. They host so many huge, crazy events. Like, I remember in my welcome week, there was drag bingo, free food everywhere, people passing out like dorm room checklists, people in purple t-shirts, like performing on the streets, welcoming you in while you're just like with your luggage, with your parents. You want to act like you're embarrassed. You want to act like it's so awkward, but it's so cute. It's super welcoming, and it's nice feeling like everything that you've worked for up to that specific point is made a big deal. I will always remember that week, and I think everyone that went to NYU would agree. You're riding this high of meeting all these new people from all around the world. You're free from your parents for the first time, and for me, I had a little bit of a different experience because I was in the dance program and it was really small, so I also got to meet them, and those are the people that I spent the next 3 years with. But for all NYU students, there's a bunch of different orientation events that are mandatory where you meet people of all majors, and those are potentially your best friends for the rest of your life. Potentially collaborators that are going to get you jobs after college, and I'm speaking from experience. That's exactly what happened to me. We also had our big orientation as a class at Barclays. Like, what other school does that? I'm sorry, I just felt like that was such a dramatic experience. Picture a bunch of people your age screaming at the top of their lungs, like super excited for this new chapter. All at the same time, you just feel like, wow, it's not just me that has had these big dreams to come here. So there are so many different dorms to choose from. Some are beautiful, obviously those are more expensive, and some are just pretty mid, you know? It's not like if you get a nicer dorm, you're gonna escape the chances of having a rat in your dorm, but just get used to that if you're moving here. That's a normal thing to worry about when you live here. But the campus is absolutely beautiful. Like, for me, that's the star here. I'm sure the dorms, if you live in some suburban area, are amazing. They probably have a pool and shit. Like, they're probably way better than the NYU dorms, okay? But the campus, unmatched. Maybe that's me being crazy, okay? I've never been to Oxford or Harvard, but the library, the student center, the theaters, the study lounges, love. Like, I won't lie, I have snuck in because I still have friends that go there. I'll sneak in and use my laptop, apply to jobs. Also, everything that you've heard about NYU being integrated with the city being your campus, it's all true. I loved being able to walk back and forth from my classes and having people that are not students, sometimes famous people, walk by me and not feeling like I was trapped inside of a campus. Growing up in Texas, they were always selling me the idea of like the campus life, frats and sororities and all that kind of thing, and I was just never sold on it. And I feel like I never knew how to describe exactly what I wanted for a college experience, especially as an artist, but little did I know this was it. I wanted to feel like artsy, fashionista baddie walking through Manhattan on my way to class. Okay, I didn't want to wear pajamas walking in an enclosed campus with my backpack. Like, that wasn't for me. So even just going to classes makes you walk through the city. And it's not only Manhattan, but to me, it's one of the best parts of Manhattan. Greenwich Village, West Village, East Village, just lower Manhattan is the best. And so getting to walk back and forth between classes and like go get food with friends, hang out in between. It's just so nice having endless options for all of those things. Moving on, I met every single one of my best friends at NYU. I mostly met people through the dance program and through the dorms. There really is so many opportunities to make friends, and you don't even have to be a social person. You just have to do the initial putting yourself out there, and once you do that, like, the rest is gonna come. There's so many clubs, crazy amount of clubs. My best friend is a senior right now, and her friends just created a comedy musical club. Like, anything that you can think of, it's there. So that's a super easy way to find people who have similar interests as you. And yeah, all of my NYU grad besties are super successful. So if that tells you anything about how NYU prepared us for this life, if you want to hear more in depth about my favorite classes, go ahead and watch this other video. I talk way more in depth about the dance program and going to Tisch, but I also talk about my favorite gen ed courses, which applies to everyone. And I also have several week in the life, day in the life of an NYU student videos, and those are also pretty good. Like, they're entertaining. Okay, but let's talk about how I'm doing now. I did iron just the top of this shirt for this video with a hair straightener, but job-wise, I had my own personal issues where I felt like graduating during the pandemic in undergrad with an arts degree, I just didn't feel valuable enough for the world, which is not true. I didn't feel like a strong enough dancer to get into a dance company, even though that's not what I wanted. I also didn't feel ready to let go of being in college. I mean, I was in a 3-year undergrad program, so I mean, it makes sense. And half of it got taken away because of the pandemic. So I applied to grad school last minute, just a 1-year program for interactive media art, which is basically art and technology. After that, I went on a job hunt trying to find something stable that was gonna give me money to pay my rent, looking for video editor jobs. I applied to like 80 to 100 jobs, which is normal, but I felt so discouraged because I was like, I have a master's degree, like, why is nobody giving me a shot? And then this is where the NYU connections come in. One of my professors from undergrad that really gave me my initial interest in dance and technology sent me a job listing. And now that's the job that I have. That happened 3 months ago. So I had about 6 months of first resting and recovering from grad school, and second job hunting, trying to figure out how I was gonna be paying my rent here in New York. As a Tisch arts student, finding a job and getting my big break, which is still completely in process, but that's gonna be difficult no matter what school you go to, in my opinion. And I already think that the fact that I have the NYU name on my resume to back me up, and the actual things that I learned there, and the connections that I made, I already feel in a better position because of that. My one friend that went to Stern though, she slayed right off the bat. She secured her amazing job at Reddit. Yes, I'm showing her off. While she was still in school. Like, for arts people, that is very rare. I hear that students in other schools are like set up right after graduation. So also, every single other gig that I've gotten that I actually love and enjoy have all been through my connections at NYU. Either people find me through Instagram, or it's a friend of a friend, or actually a direct friend that was, you know, of another major, like film majors. Connect with those people. All of those people have gotten me really cool gigs. And I want to say that I've also gotten my friends good opportunities. It really is like a culture that we cultivated, at least at Tisch. Whenever you see opportunities in your email or on Instagram or something, if I know people that I think are perfect for it, I'm gonna send it their way. I've never felt that people are competitive in that sense. I've been sent so many opportunities from people I went to school with. I also want to add this context. I did all the extra things when I was in school, okay, especially in undergrad. I never felt stuck in my major and feeling like that was the only thing that I could have expertise in. NYU really allows you the space and flexibility in your schedule to take so many classes that have nothing to do with your major, or classes in subjects that help make your major stronger. I took a lot of classes in the film and technology route, which pairs really well with dance. Again, more of a breakdown of like the names of those classes and everything are in another video of mine. But I think it was because of that, almost 2 years post undergrad, I have stayed strong. I still have dreams, because it's really sad, but now you see so many people that you went to school with that were like stars of your program start to give up. Everyone has their own personal reasons. It makes sense. People have change of heart. Specifically in the arts, like, it's hard out here and people start dropping like flies. And I just thank myself over and over again that I decided to do that little side concentration in technology, because that is the reason why I make money today and I'm able to sustain myself to continue my art practice. And it's because of NYU that I had that opportunity to branch out outside of my major. Moving on to something that's a little bit more negative, let's talk about debt. Okay, living here, you see that it's a very normal thing for people here. People come from all around the world to go to NYU, and to make that possible, there comes a lot of sacrifice. Not everyone gets a full scholarship to come here. If you're willing to put yourself in debt for that, just know that it's more of a normal thing here. I'm not encouraging you to go into debt. Don't come back to me when those loan payments start coming in, okay? If I were to tell someone in Texas the amount of student loans that I have, that's that I was at NYU with a half scholarship the whole time, they would think that being here was not worth it. Let's say if you go to school in Texas, your whole degree is gonna cost what? 1/4 a semester at NYU. And because of the point I made earlier about it's what you do during your college experience that sets you up for success, not the college that you go to, some people don't think that it's worth paying the money to come to a school like this. But finally, I have the 3 main reasons why you should say
yes to NYU.
Don't come back to me though if you regret it. Before I give you those reasons though, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. If you're still here, like, you should have done it by now, but put on the notifications as well and give this video a like. It's not that hard, and I'm providing you with free, emphasis on free, information. And why you should sponsor me at this point. Why am I doing this for free? I'm doing it for you. Remember that. Reason number 1, the actual college experience in New York City, it's unmatched. Everyone that goes to a different college in New York, you know, they wish they went to NYU. Sorry if that was you and you're watching this for whatever reason. You can get drunk here and not have to drive home. None of the people in the group have to drive. That fact itself, like, that's enough of a reason. Reason number 2, the actual classes, the variety, the content. I literally took a class that was called Science of Happiness. The whole class was basically promoting mental health in a really approachable, fun way, and you would get credit for it. I also took a class that was called something along the lines of race, gender, and sexuality. One of the most enlightening classes I've ever had. I think I did like a part 1 and part 2, like for a whole year. It's one of the only reasons why I even feel comfortable talking about race, gender, and sexuality. The actual level of education that you get here really is so high. Maybe I'm biased, this is the only school that I've ever gone to. But also the actual professors are amazing. Like, so accomplished. A lot of the times people are fighting to get into a class based on who the professor is. The 3rd and final reason, most important reason why you should come to NYU is because of the connections. Like I've said almost a million times throughout this video, I'm sorry, but it's really important. The kind of people that you're gonna meet here, they're the best. and they're gonna become so successful. And they're so talented and so smart. And if you're smart about it, you're gonna keep those connections forever. I do not mean social climbing. It's the complete opposite. You have to really let it happen naturally. Let people come to you as well. You're also one of those really smart, talented people. We forget. Sometimes I forget. The fact that you most likely got in, okay, since you're watching this, you're one of those people. Okay, that's all I have for you in this video, but I have so many other great videos about NYU on my channel if you want to go ahead and watch those. Thank you so much for listening. This was kind of fun to talk about. And I wish you so much luck on your decision day. It's super important. No pressure. Okay, make sure you're subscribed, and goodbye.
You've been